In the quiet corners of history where shadows deepen and time stands still, we find tales that defy explanation. Imagine, if you will, a world unseen by most, where echoes of the past linger in the present. A world where the veil between life and death is thin, and the departed whisper tales of their existence. Welcome to the realm of historical ghost stories and sightings. This realm is steeped in mysteries and draped in shadows. It's a place where the echoes of the past resonate in the silence of the present, where the forgotten are remembered and the departed speak. Ghosts and hauntings have been a part of our collective consciousness since time immemorial, and these spectral sightings have etched themselves into the annals of history. The concept of ghosts is not a modern invention. From the ancient Greeks to the Victorian spiritualists, from the chilling tales of the East to the haunted lore of the West, almost every culture across the globe has its ghost stories. These aren't just stories, though. They are fragments of history, pieces of the past that refuse to fade away. They are echoes of the people who once lived, loved, and died, and their tales continue to haunt us. As we delve into these stories, we will journey through time, starting from the earliest sightings and moving forward. We will traverse the globe, exploring haunted castles, battlefields, inns, and catacombs. We will hear the whispers of the past and feel the chill of the unexplainable. We will face the fear, the intrigue, and the mystery that these historical hauntings present. But remember, these aren't just stories. They are fragments of history, echoes of the past that have seeped into our present. They are reminders that sometimes the dead don't rest, that sometimes they have a tale to tell. And these tales, as chilling as they might be, are a part of our shared human experience. Step with me into the shadows of the past as we journey through time and terror. Our first tale takes us to the heart of London, to a fortress steeped in blood and betrayal. This is no ordinary fortress, but the Tower of London, a historical monument that has stood the test of time, bearing witness to countless tales of drama, power, and heartache. But it is the ghostly residents of this fortress that we turn our attention to today. One of the most famous phantoms said to haunt the tower is none other than Anne Boleyn, the ill-fated second wife of King Henry VIII. Anne, accused of treason, was beheaded at the tower in 1533. Many a visitor has reported sightings of Anne, her ghostly form eerily wandering the halls, sometimes even clutching her severed head under her arm. Next, we delve into the haunting tale of the princes in the tower. In the late 15th century, two young princes, Edward and Richard, were declared illegitimate by their uncle, Richard III, who claimed the throne for himself. The princes were never seen again, their fate a mystery that has intrigued historians for centuries. Their ghosts are said to be spotted frequently within the tower, appearing as two small, melancholic figures holding hands, forever trapped within the cold stone walls of their prison. But these stories are not merely tales spun by eager tourists or imaginative historians. The Tower of London has a history that lends itself to these spectral sightings. Built by William the Conqueror in 1078, it was used as a royal palace, a treasury, and most famously, a prison. It has seen countless executions, tortures, and betrayals, the echoes of which can still be heard in the silent, shadowy corners of its ancient halls. It's not just the famous figures who roam the tower, but also those nameless souls who met their end within its walls. Guards have reported hearing phantom footsteps in the dead of night, unexplained chills sweeping through rooms, and even the spectral figure of a bear, believed to be one of the many exotic animals once kept in the tower's menagerie. The Tower of London, with its centuries-old history, is a testament to the countless lives that have passed through its gates, their stories etched into its very stones. The fortress stands as a beacon, drawing us back into the past, allowing us a glimpse of the triumphs and tragedies of those who walked its halls before us. Haunted or not, one cannot deny the eerie sense of history that pervades the tower. It serves as a stark reminder of our past, a monument to the countless souls who lived, suffered, and died within its walls. The ghostly tales that surround it are but echoes of these lives, reverberating through the ages and sending shivers down our spines. The Tower of London, a fortress not only of stone but of spectral sightings, forever echoing the cries of the past. We now cross the Atlantic, to a battlefield drenched in the despair of a nation divided. In the heart of Pennsylvania, the quaint town of Gettysburg is home to more than just the echoes of a turbulent past. It stands as a spectral monument to one of the bloodiest battles in American history. The Battle of Gettysburg, a three-day clash between the Union and Confederate forces during the height of the American Civil War, saw the loss of over 50,000 lives. Today, it seems that not all of those souls have found their rest. From the town's charming streets to the rolling fields beyond, tales abound of ghostly soldiers, phantom cannon fire, and eerie happenings that defy explanation. The spectral soldiers, it seems, are the most frequently sighted. Their apparitions, clad in the faded uniforms of the Civil War, are often seen marching in formation, their ethereal faces etched with determination and despair. Visitors report hearing the distant sounds of drum beats and the clatter of hooves, the ghostly echoes of a war long since ended. The Daniel Lady Farm, a field hospital during the battle, is said to be a hotspot for these spectral sightings. Here, the wounded and dying were laid out in rows, the air filled with their cries of pain and pleas for mercy. Today, visitors report seeing ghostly figures in the windows, hearing strange noises, and even feeling the cold touch of unseen hands. But it's not just the soldiers who haunt Gettysburg. There's the tale of the Blue Boy at the Gettysburg College. It's said that on frigid nights, a bluish apparition of a young boy can be seen peering through the frosty windows of the college, his spectral form aglow in the moonlight. Legend has it he's a lost orphan from the war, still seeking shelter from the cold. Then there's the infamous ghostly cavalry charge. On the actual battlefield, visitors have reported hearing the thunderous sound of hooves and the clash of steel, as if an invisible army is still locked in an eternal battle. Some have even claimed to see a spectral charge of horsemen, their ghostly figures fading into the mist. The stories of Gettysburg's ghosts are as numerous as they are chilling. They are a haunting reminder of a time when brother fought brother, and the nation was bathed in blood. These spectral soldiers, eternally locked in battle, serve as a powerful testament to the horrors of war and the enduring human spirit. In Gettysburg, the echoes of war are not just heard, but seen as spectral soldiers continue their eternal march. They are the silent witnesses to a past that refuses to be forgotten, a past that lives on, not just in the pages of history books, but in the very air of this haunted town. In Gettysburg, the echoes of war are not just heard, but seen, as spectral soldiers continue their eternal march. From the echoes of war, we journey to a quaint English inn, where ancient walls whisper tales of terror. Nestled in the heart of Gloucestershire, the ancient Ram Inn has stood for centuries, its timbers groaning with age and its stone foundations steeped in history. Yet, it's not only history that lingers within these walls, but spirits of the past, bound to the inn by tales of terror and tragedy. The ancient Ram Inn is said to be one of England's most haunted locations, a place where the line between the living and the dead appears blurred. Over the years, there have been countless reports of ghostly apparitions, eerie sounds, and inexplicable occurrences. Among the most chilling accounts are those of the spectral children who are said to roam the inn's halls and rooms. Visitors have reported hearing the soft patter of little feet, the sound of laughter echoing through the empty rooms, and even the sight of a young girl often seen weeping in one of the inn's ancient bedrooms. The identity of these children remains a mystery, their stories lost to the passage of time. Yet their presence serves as a chilling reminder of the inn's long and often harrowing history. But the children are not the only spirits said to haunt the ancient Ram Inn. A more sinister tale tells of a witch who took refuge within the inn's walls in the late 16th century. Accused of witchcraft, she was burned at the stake, a punishment meted out in a time of fear and superstition. It's said that her spirit never left the inn, her presence marked by a chilling coldness and the smell of burning wood. Perhaps the most terrifying accounts, however, are those of the demonic entities said to inhabit the property. These malevolent spirits are reported to instill an overwhelming sense of dread in those who encounter them. From shadowy figures seen darting around corners to the oppressive feeling of being watched, these encounters have left many questioning the boundary between our world and the next. The ancient Ram Inn is no ordinary inn. Its walls echo with the whispers of the past, each room filled with tales of terror and the supernatural. It's a place where history and the paranormal intertwine, creating an atmosphere that's as fascinating as it is frightening. Visitors come in search of the unknown, driven by curiosity and a desire to experience the unexplainable, and often they leave with more questions than answers. The ancient Ram Inn, a humble abode yet brimming with stories that chill the soul. Each creak of its timbers, each gust of wind through its ancient windows, is a reminder of the spirits that linger within its walls, bound to the inn by tales of terror and tragedy. And so, the inn stands, a silent sentinel to the past, its stories waiting to be told, its ghosts waiting to be seen. We descend now into the chilling depths of the Parisian catacombs, a labyrinth of death and darkness. A place where the living and the dead are mere inches apart, where the echo of your own footsteps might be the only sound you hear for miles. This is a world far removed from the romantic streets of Paris above, a world of eerie silence and countless lost souls. The catacombs of Paris, stretching over 200 miles beneath the city, is an ancient ossuary, housing the remains of over 6 million people. But it's not just the skeletal remnants that seem to linger here, it's the countless tales of ghostly voices, apparitions, and the unnerving feeling of being watched or followed that make this place unsettling. Many a brave soul who dared to venture into this labyrinth has reported hearing whispers in the dark, the faint sound of footsteps following their own, and even the chilling echo of distant laughter. Could these be the voices of the long dead still echoing in the stone corridors? Or is it merely the mind playing tricks, the silence and the darkness, amplifying every noise, every movement? Visitors have also reported sightings of apparitions, shadowy figures flitting in and out of sight, vanishing into the darkness. Some claim to have seen full-bodied apparitions, figures dressed in period clothing, seemingly unaware of the living among them. Could these be the spirits of those whose remains rest here, still tied to this place in death as they were in life? One of the most chilling tales speaks of a man lost in the catacombs in the late 18th century. His body was found 11 years later, just a few feet from an exit. It's said that his ghost still wanders the catacombs, a lantern in hand, forever trying to find his way out. Visitors have reported seeing this spectral figure, hearing the faint sound of his footfalls, and even feeling a cold breeze as he passes by. The catacombs, with their miles of tunnels lined with the bones of the dead, are a place of profound silence and darkness, a place where it's easy to feel watched, to feel followed. Perhaps it's the weight of the millions of lives ended, the sheer volume of death that permeates every stone, every skull. Or perhaps, just perhaps, there's something more, something unseen, something other. In the catacombs, you're never truly alone. The dead watch from the shadows, silent observers to the living who dare to tread on their final resting place. It's said that some visitors, upon leaving the catacombs, have felt a sense of relief, as though they've been released from some unseen grip. But others feel a lingering presence, a feeling that they've brought something back with them from the depths. In the catacombs, amidst a sea of death, the line between the living and the dead seems to blur. In this place of eternal darkness, where the whispers of the past echo in the silence, it's hard not to believe in the ghostly tales that have grown around it. After all, in the catacombs, you're never truly alone. We've journeyed through time and terror. Now let's revisit the most chilling moments of our spectral sojourn. Our first stop was the formidable Tower of London, a fortress with a macabre history spanning nearly 1,000 years. The most chilling moment? The chilling tale of the two young princes, Edward and Richard, who disappeared without a trace, only for their specters to be spotted wandering the tower dressed in white nightgowns, a chilling reminder of their tragic end. The historical context? A battle for succession, a power-hungry uncle, and the innocence of youth lost forever. Next, we ventured across the Atlantic to the blood-soaked fields of Gettysburg, a ground hallowed and haunted by the souls of soldiers who fell during one of the most brutal battles of the American Civil War. The most chilling moment, the spectral charge of phantom soldiers, their ghostly cries echoing across the battlefield, a chilling replay of their final moments. The historical context? A nation divided, brother against brother, and the haunting aftermath of a battle that claimed the lives of over 50,000 men. Our next destination was the ancient Ram Inn, a quaint English inn that's anything but. The most chilling moment? The ghostly apparition of a high priestess spotted in the inn's attic, her spectral eyes aflame with ancient rites and forgotten rituals. The historical context. The inn's location, built on a pagan burial ground, a dark history of witch trials and the lingering energy of ancient ceremonies. Then we descended into the catacombs of Paris, a labyrinth of bones and darkness beneath the city of light. The most chilling moment, the eerie whispers that echo through the tunnels, the spectral touch of unseen hands, and the shadowy figures that lurk in the darkness. The historical context, the overcrowding of Parisian cemeteries in the 18th century, the transfer of millions of bodies, and the chilling reality of a city built on the bones of its past. Now, as we revisit these chilling moments, we're reminded that these aren't just stories. They are echoes of our past, whispers of history that refuse to be silenced. The Tower of London reminds us of the ruthless ambition that can consume even the most noble of families. Gettysburg stands as a testament to the devastating cost of war, its spectral soldiers a haunting reminder of the lives lost. The ancient Ram Inn, with its pagan past, speaks to the fear and misunderstanding that once led to the persecution of those deemed different. And the catacombs of Paris serve as a chilling reminder of our mortality, a city of the dead beneath a city of the living. These aren't just tales designed to frighten and entertain. They are historical narratives woven into the fabric of our collective memory. They are reminders of our past, glimpses into the lives, deaths, and afterlives of those who came before us. They are stories that transcend time and place, connecting us with our ancestors, reminding us of our shared humanity, our shared history, and our shared capacity for both good and evil. As we journey through these haunted histories, we're reminded that these specters, these phantom figures, are more than just the stuff of ghost stories. They are echoes of real people, real lives, real tragedies. They are the whispers of our past, the shadows of our history, the spectral remnants of our collective memory. Every haunting has a history. Every specter has a story. And every chill that runs down our spine is a reminder of the thin veil that separates the living from the dead, the past from the present, the known from the unknown. So, as we conclude our spectral sojourn, let's remember these chilling moments, these haunted histories, not just as ghost stories, but as historical narratives. Let's remember the lives and the deaths that have shaped our world, the spectral figures that continue to haunt our present, the chilling moments that remind us of our past. These tales remind us that history is more than dates and facts. It's a spectral saga that continues to haunt us. As we leave the shadows of the past behind, remember these tales are but a whisper of the countless ghost stories that history has to offer. As we step back from the spectral tales spun around the Tower of London, Gettysburg, the ancient Ram Inn, and the chilling catacombs, we realize that the world is rich with stories of the supernatural. Stories that have been passed down through generations, echoing in the halls of time, waiting to be rediscovered and retold. We've journeyed together through the mists of history, exploring the dark corners of the past where the spectral and the mortal intertwine. We've heard the whispers of the lost souls in the Tower of London, felt the chill of the ghostly soldiers in Gettysburg, trembled at the haunting presence in the ancient Ram Inn, and felt the icy touch of the unseen in the catacombs. Each tale, each haunting, is a small piece of a vast, intricate tapestry woven from the threads of history and the supernatural. And while we've illuminated some of the eerie corners, there are countless more shrouded in mystery waiting to be unraveled by those brave enough to delve deeper. So I encourage you, don't let this be the end. Let it be a beginning. Let the curiosity that brought you here lead you further into the labyrinth of historical ghost stories. Let the tales we've shared ignite a spark of intrigue, a desire to uncover more of the hidden, spectral world that exists in the shadowy corners of our past. And as you journey, remember, the thrill of discovery lies not just in the destination, but in the journey itself, in the unraveling of the mystery and the slow, tantalizing reveal of the unknown. The past may be gone, but its echoes linger. In every shadow, in every silence, history's ghosts continue to haunt us. So listen closely, for the whispers of the past are always around us, waiting to be heard.